looking at here then? New EU plot to wreck Brexit. There is no Brexit. This is just bullshit smoke and mirrors they've used. I mean, they've already pushed it back to 2021. Do you really think they're going to ever allow a Brexit? Everything's been integrated so much that's just not going to happen. And also in this picture here, you'll notice this Megan. She's just another one that we're going to have to pay for the rest of our lives, because she's going to be one of them that never do any work and get millions and millions for nothing. But hey ho. Now, interestingly, in this particular part, if we go up to the top here, Maddie police need more cash. No. We all know, any that's done the slightest bit of digging or research into this, we all know that Maddie was killed by her parents, body was buried or cremated by accomplices. Who else can kill their own child during some sexual activity and then call up Gordon Brown and get him to send the top aide over to cover everything up for them? Who else could do that? Could you do that? No. Would you, if that had happened to you and you had kids, would that happen if that happened to you? Would you still have your children? No, they would have taken them off you. This is all a put up. They just want more money off you, and anyone that's daft enough to give them a penny, well, it's just lost the plot. This is proving quite prominent in the propaganda today. Talk about Merkel win eclipsed by resurgence of far right. So fear, fear. Right. What this is really bragging about is, hey, we fixed it again. We fixed another vote. We got our girl in, the one that's on our side. But we're a little bit concerned because everyone's starting to get pissed off with everything we're doing, and they start to go for this far right group who just want their country back. Well, what? How can they? This must be stopped. They must never be allowed to have their country back. This is a sort of brainwashing goes off in these papers, but whether you believe it or not, that's the way it is. March of the GP receptionists. They're doing this in a bid to cut everyone wanting to make appointments. Or if you look at it from another point of view, they're simply doing exactly what those down at the DWP are doing and sanctioning you so you can't have any medical health. Not that you get any medical health from doctors, but just like you get DWP, they sanction you because they want to punish everyone. Again, over in the right hand corner there, far right surge in Germany, German election, oh no, fear, fear, fear. And again we got this Megan, another parasite that we're going to all have to pay for. Well, that's that in a short explanation, isn't it? Same stuff again here. Merkel's fourth term win marred by rise of far right. Fear, being fear, because they don't want us to do what we're doing. Oh yeah, and then there's some bullshit on the right hand side there about how they're going to help anyone that's in debt, blah blah blah. This stuff is so farcical, and they put this in the mainstream propaganda. But hey, there are still some out there, nowhere near the amount that used to be, but there are some out there that still buy this and think this is real. They don't realise it's just propaganda. They're putting out what they want you to believe. And here we are with the always truthful propaganda paper known as The Sun. I found migrant in boot of my Nissan. Oh, them migrants, them terrible migrants. And then if you look in the bottom left hand corner, outrage at racist slur over EU fears. A Jeremy Corbyn ally sparked fury at the start of Labour Party's conference by claiming those wanting curbs on EU migration are driven by racism. So if you don't want a load of migrants coming into your country, you're a racist. This is all their propaganda. They've been planning this for such a long time. This is divide and conquer again. You look at the racists, look at the racists, look at the migrants, look at the migrants. Don't look at us paedophiles in Parliament, eh? Don't look at us, look over there. This one, I'm not going to give you too much. You're going to have to go and do your own research. But poppy, when November coming up, you're going to be wanting to wear these poppies. They do not mean what you think they mean. I'm not telling you what they really mean. You go and do the research. It does not mean what you think it means. And this is just more propaganda, and you'll see later that some EU, FIFA, whatever, are backing down on this. It was all they've worked on it together for such a long time. This is all part of an act. Everything you're seeing is an act that they've worked on for a long time. Don't fall for it. Again, same stuff. Boris simple-minded over Brexit. So Boris the Etonian, like the rest of them, is for Brexit. But wait a minute. Wait just a darn gone cotton pick a minute there, Tom Boy. John Boy even. He was for staying in the EU, and now apparently is for coming out, except May's for, apparently, I can't remember, this is all smoke and mirrors, May's for getting us out. We're going out in 2021 when you know we're so tied into everything, there's nothing you can do about it. But Boris is for Brexit now. Actually, apart from that, nothing in this paper whatsoever. More total waste of money if you buy these things, but hey, I know some of you do. Right, so David Davis, the plan to become PM. Absolute mirrors and distraction. Look over here while we're doing looking over here. Right, if you look up in the top right hand corner there, you'll see Jeremy Corbyn is the real Prime Minister in waiting. Well, let me think. Well, yeah, he's on 14 grand a month. So, yeah, he could quite easily be the Prime Minister in waiting. He's a member of the Privy Council. So, yeah. Because, of course, they never let anyone get into a position of power unless they are a bought and paid member of the club of Screw Everyone Over. And he is a bought and paid member of the club of Screw Everyone Over. Now, I know some of you will go, but he's a good man, he's on our side. Do your research, look at what he was up to in the 80s, you'll know he's anything but a good man, and he definitely is not on our side. This is probably the most blatant smoke and mirrors of all of them so far. PM tries to keep lid on revolt, 50 Tory MPs could vote against blah 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 blah. Same old junk. Like we put out in a video a couple of years ago now, maybe. Boris Johnson, Boris whatever his name, Badger Breath, as far as I'm concerned. He's been lined up for that job. Absolutely been lined up for it. Someone that is high up in the political arena once said, I can't remember his name, but you check it out, you'll find it. Nothing happens by accident. Anything that happens was planned to happen, and that is true. And again, over there, we've got this Megan again, yeah, love this girl because she's only going to be living on benefits for the rest of her life to tunes of millions and millions of pounds, and which you can pay for because you can afford it, because you're just a poor slave, and they're multi-billionaires, more money they can ever spend in a billion lifetimes, but hey, you know, you can afford to pay for these parasites. And on that, that's the end of the propaganda files.